Welcome to the Black Sparrow Media Internet Broadcast Network.
You are listening to Linux in the Ham Shack. LHS is a podcast about Linux, open source, and amateur radio for everyone. Now here are your hosts, Russ, K5TUX, Cheryl, W5MOO, and Bill, NE4RD.
Well, hello everybody and welcome. You have tuned into episode number 473 of the most terrific amateur radio podcast on the internet. This is Linux in the Ham Shack, and it's the Weekender edition, the 93rd edition of the Weekender. But, as it happens, only the 3rd edition, where we've done our Wheel of Mystery topics. So we're going to get to that here in a second. But before we do, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'm Russ, K5TUX.
I'm Cheryl, W5MOO.
And I'm Bill, NE4RD.
All right, so we should probably get into it. I do apologize to the folks who are thinking this was going to be last week and we didn't have a show, but we had one of our dogs passed away, so we did not feel, well, I don't know how everybody else felt, but I personally didn't feel like recording, so we put it back a week, and because of that, we're doing the Weekender now, and then there was some pre-show discussion about doing removing the deep dive from this cycle, doing a short topic, and then another Weekender and coming back to the deep dive, since we already have a topic and a guest scheduled for that time. So I guess that's how it's going to go. So
makes the most sense, I think.
Yeah, it kind of puts us back on track without pushing everything off.
Because we did schedule something. Yeah, otherwise we'd have to bring that one in at a different time. Yeah, whatever. It's just easier just to keep it and then just drop one episode. So it's fine. Everybody appreciates that we try to make things as legit here as possible.
Apparently Bill's been in the sauce all weekend. So
what? Not quite yet.
Not quite. Oh, okay. Well, I'm working on it. I'm trying
maybe by the end of the episode.
Okay. Well, as I said, I've got 2 beers and a scotch here, so I just need a bourbon, I guess, and then I can fire up some John Lee Hooker, and we'll go. You got one too many beers, I think. That's what it is. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. Yeah, but we're going to have to go with it. So, all right, let's go ahead and go with it. And Bill and I have both been working on audio routing on both of our ends, and I think we've got it sorted out. So I can now do my Spin the Wheel of Mystery topics, and the folks in the chat, and the folks in Mumble, and the folks on the podcast will be able to hear it. So this is excellent.
Baseballs.
I know.
You also need to correct yourself.
About?
Uh-oh.
You just said John Hooker. It's George Thorogood.
No. John Lee Hooker did it first. It's a cover.
But George Thorogood's is better.
George Thorogood's is better, but, I'm going to the source.
All right. So.
One thing about George Thorogood's that I didn't realize until I listened to both of them back to back is a lot of the story in Thorogood's version is like all him. John Lee Hooker's version is really short. It's like 3 minutes, and George Thorogood's is like 9. So.
Well, yeah, but,
Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I have brought up the Wheel of Mystery topics. I've done the 5 shuffles already, so I just have to push the button, and we'll find out what we're talking about tonight. All right, the topic it shows is kit building.
Kit building.
I know, we went from a couple of really weekendery type topics to something serious and amateur radio related. And I don't know what we're going to say about kit building in 15 to 20 minutes, but I guess that's what we're tasked with doing, so we should probably do it. I tell you what, I have built a couple of kits. I even put a video out on YouTube about it, which is the Sherry kit and the Brian kit. These are all-star nodes that are built onto Raspberry Pis. And those were fun. They're really easy. It just required some intermediate level soldering, especially the Brian kit. But I did find them really fun. And if you're into that kind of thing, you can usually save yourself some money doing kit building because, you can order a kit and they'll basically just send you, they'll throw a bunch of parts into a bag, throw it in the mail, and you get it. And then you have to put the thing together. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's a lot of fun. I did enjoy the ones I did. And I even built a TNC cable for a MFJ packet TNC way back in the 90s. So that's the sum total of my kit builds. I've done 3. So, so as you can tell, I am not a super big kit builder, but, what do you think about kit building?
Oh, it's definitely a fun thing to do. I've built a few different things here. I have built the K1EL wind keyer. It's a USB wind keyer, and I still use it to this day. I actually worked on it with my son, and he did most of the soldering, and it still worked. It's really cool. And yeah, what a great shack utility to have an actual CW keyer. And yeah, I've had it for, gosh, at least 12 years. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, still working, no problems. Let's see, what is the other kit? I have an unbuilt kit. I have actually I have 2 unbuilt kits. I have the Rockmite SDR project. I started with that. And I torched one of the little ICs on it because, they're all like super miniature now. And yeah, I definitely don't have the gear to be doing any surface mount components. And yeah, so that still remains in the box with the replacement part that I torched on the bottom of the board that I bought from DigiKey or something like that. And I'm still quite afraid to ever touch that again. So I will probably gift that to somebody somewhere down the line if I can, if I find it again. It's probably in the desk I don't use downstairs anymore. I did buy one of those 4 square or 4 state QRP? Yeah, I think it's 4 state QRP groups. CW filter, the 400, I believe it's a 400 hertz AF CW filter. So it works on just plugging it into the speaker port. So it's a little audio path filtering, and that worked really well. I built that probably in just a day. It was pretty quick and easy. Just a small little board, real cheap. And yeah, it really provided some good filtering. And I think at the same time I bought that, I bought a receive preamp kit that I didn't build. So that's the other kit I didn't build, was the receive preamp. I was going to put that on a homemade loop for just receive antenna, so I could have an active loop, basically an active loop receiver. And yeah, I really haven't gotten a kit probably in a while, because I probably have enough spare parts here to build a couple radios. Actually, I have a couple radios I need to fix, but obviously I just bought that ICOM, so I don't have to fix the other 2 radios, but I still will fix them. Yeah, I can't think of anything more to say with the kits. I mean, I used to have a Heath kit. Does that count? Does that count as a kit radio?
Did you build it as a kit, or did you just get it already assembled?
I bought it already built, but it had kit in the name.
Well, isn't that because once upon a time they were kits? Wasn't that
at one point in time it came as a kit? I do believe so, but mine had all the boards plugged into it, so I didn't have to do anything but clean everything and replug in all the boards, because it was the SB104A, which is notorious for bad connections. So that's the one I built there. And I see a bunch of people mentioning stuff in the chat room too, but let's go to Cheryl and see what kits she built. She probably builds different kinds of kits than we build.
Yeah, I'm curious how this answer is going to go.
Gotta be like a cake kit that you've done before, like a certain design kit that you probably have
kinda done. Yeah, I've actually used like shaped cake pans, like Garfield or Strawberry Shortcake or something like that, Mickey Mouse. I've made cakes out of those. So, and it one of them actually did come with